Good afternoon. Welcome to Midday Prayer. Happy Juneteenth, a day, now a federal holiday, but also more importantly, a day where many people of African descent and descendants of enslaved people here in the United States not only celebrate the freedoms that um, so many of our ancestors fought for, but also take the time to rest and to appreciate um, the days that we have to be present. So, on this Juneteenth, um, I decided that I was going to sing a song, one that kind of reminds me of um, growing up and I love very much, and read a I'm not sure this is a prayer. It is a prayer by Sojourner Truth, who was an abolitionist and a women's rights advocate. Her the name given to her at birth is Isabella Baumfree, but we know her, most of us, by Sojourner Truth. So I'm going to start us off actually with the words of Sojourner Truth called Always Pray. It was written in 1878. And yeah, I'm just going to read this and I'm going to sing a song. And I will probably close this out with um, a little prayer, I guess. This feels like a prayer, but I'll do another little prayer at the end, and that will be our time together. So I'm going to put this up. Time starts with this um, prayer written by Sojourner Truth. Hi, Diane. Good afternoon. She avers that, in her darkest hours, she had no fear of any worse hell than the one she then carried in her bosom, though it had ever been pictured to her in its deepest colors, and threatened her as a reward for all her misdemeanors. Her vileness and God's holiness and all-pervading presence, which filled immensity and threatened her with instant annihilation, composed the burden of her vision of terror. Her faith in prayer is equal to her faith in the love of Jesus. Her language is, let others say what they will of the efficacy of prayer. I believe in it, and I shall pray. Thank God. Yes, I shall always pray, she exclaims, putting her hands together with the greatest enthusiasm. For some time subsequent to the happy change we have spoken of, Isabella's prayers partook largely of their former character, and while in deep affliction she labored for the recovery of her son, she prayed with constancy and fervor, and the following may be taken as a specimen. O God, you know how much I am distressed, for I have told you again and again. Now, God, help me get my son. If you were in trouble as I am, and I could help you as you can me, think I wouldn't do it? Yes, God, you know I would do it. Oh God, you know I have no money, but you can make the people do for me, and you can make the people do for me, and you must make the people do for me. I will never give you peace till you do, God. Oh God, make the people hear me. Don't let them turn me off without hearing and helping me. Always pray. Hmm. I thinking more about what this is about. um, I actually don't know the context fully, but I do know that this is about a time in which um, Sojourner, and Isabella again is her birth name, took the time to pray in her deepest sorrow. And this part here is really interesting. Um, I will never give you peace till you do, God. This this approach to telling God, I'm not gonna stop asking, basically, um, and praying that people will hear her plea and be present in the moment. And I am grateful for such an example of what it looks like to pray without ceasing and to believe that it can transform and do good things and work in your favor. So, want to uplift ancestors to Journey of Truth today on Juneteenth. Um, Today, I'm going to do a song, and this will basically be our prayer, but I'll end it with a prayer of words. This song is Sweet Hour of Prayer. Um, it's not in any of the hymnals I have, but I'm not certain if it's not in another hymnal we might have on in our replica in terms of the ELCA. But this I have to use my phone for this one. This will be our prayer, and yeah, I'll just say a few words, maybe. We'll see. Please pray with me. Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer that calls me from a world of pain and bids me at my Father's throne make all my wants and wishes known. In seasons of distress and grief, my soul has often found relief, and all escaped the tempter's snare by thy return, sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, the joys I feel, the bliss I share of those whose ancient spirits burn with strong desires for thy return. With such I hasten to the place where God my Savior shows his face, and gladly take my station there and wait for thee, sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, and wait for thee, sweet hour of praise. Oh God, we thank you for the reminder that we can continuously come to you. We are grateful. My heart is grateful for ancestors who fought, who struggled, who were consistent in their prayer, diligent in seeking out help and seeking out restoration and redemption, diligent in fighting the good fight of freedom. And so, oh God, we thank you. We thank you for um, this current acknowledgement of such of of the fight. We thank you for moments of liberation and for the reminder that you care about all people and their liberation. And we ask that this day continue to be a day of celebration and rest for those who whose ancestors fought for this time for us to be in this moment. Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, and wait for thee, sweet hour of prayer. Well, amen and amen. I hope that if you do have today off, it is specifically a day of enjoyment and rest, especially for descendants of enslaved people here in this country. And I pray that this starts your day off um, or this week off in a way that allows for you to connect with the divine throughout the rest of your week, and that it propels you forward with joy and good things. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and I will see you all on Wednesday as well. Peace, y'all.